Welcome to Ready Set Roll, Viridian Superstar, with me, Daniel, as your DM, with Craig as Mortimer Winthrop James III, with Dylan as Tank, Jake as Leaf, and Austin as Benson Winifred Payne. Hello everybody and welcome back to Ready, Set, Roll, Viridian Superstar, but a special episode of Viridian Superstar where we've got Craig, myself, Jake, and Ben. Craig, we're kind of doing this as a bit of an idea because we're about to get hit by a blizzard. So we wanted so we wanted to get something in before we all get snowed in. So what do you got for us, Craig?
Well, this is going to be the blizzard that we can tell our grandchildren we lived through. Back in my day, in 2025, we got hit by the ice storm of...
You got to live through it first, man.
Hey, we've lived through enough apocalypses that this doesn't faze me anymore. Any Hooters, I thought it would be a cool idea to have us on the ship, but right before we dock. This is right before the Sea Cow has docked to the what is it, what shore are we coming to, Dan?
It's the Gray Shore.
Is the Gray Shore?
No.
All right.
No, dang it. The land of the Golden Peaks.
Gotcha.
Before you all land at the Orc town.
So, let's set the scene. It's dinner time. Everyone's huddled around. You all, for all intents and purposes, will be playing the role of the crew of the Sea Cow. Arg, and I be Captain Salty. So, as you guys see Captain Salty coming down into the hull of the ship, he sees, muttering around, suspecting that you guys might be wondering who is this pompous group of sailors that are non-sailors your crew has taken on to drop them off here. Pretend you're the crew. Talk amongst yourselves.
These people, they walked onto our ship and got all up in our faces, trying to overthrow the captain with honeyed words. I think that's bullshit.
Yeah, fuck these guys.
Man, you want to fuck them? That's a little weird.
I'm sorry.
We're gonna raw dog them.
It gets lonely being on a ship this long.
I understand you wanting to fuck old Mortimer Winthrop James III. He is a clever dog. Now let me tell you a tale that might set the scene of who we're actually bringing on this ship. As you may or may not have heard, Mortimer Winthrop James III, he is a clever lad, and he always takes adventurers out and saves the day.
I don't think I've ever heard you speak so highly of somebody before.
Now, don't calm down. As you know me, I like my sea shanties, and let me serenade you with one of my favorite tales of Mortimer Winthrop James III. Sit back, relax, and just let me sweep you away. As the scene kind of grows gray, and you kind of see like a raven's eye view of a raven flying over a town. A pretty nice town. It's kind of winter times. As you can tell, it is winter here. Well, what's a city that's in Aqualore, Dan, that would be kind of a walled
Do you need me
city?
to? Do I need to go get the poster board?
You might need to go get the poster board.
I'm gonna go get the poster board. I'll be right back.
Oh man.
Has he colored in the poster board yet?
Do what?
Has he colored the poster board in yet?
Hell no, he ain't colored the poster board.
Damn it, Dan.
I know. What's he doing?
Dang in color.
He's colorblind, guys. He actually thinks it's colored, but it's not.
It's all brown. The whole map.
The whole map.
Alright, I return with the poster board. Oh shit. Let's see. You're looking
And
for what?
that's why we separate the audio, guys, so I can cut that bullshit out.
1, 2, 3,
We got
sync.
the Whispering Glade to the east. We got Brandybrook. The Serpent Shore. What were you looking for again?
It be the tale of Brandybrook.
Alright.
A cold winter day at Brandybrook, as Mortimer and his very, very mighty crew, as we bask over to Jake's character. Jake, who did you make?
Mohammed, a fighter and champion axe thrower.
That be a very gripping tale of its own. Moving on to Daniel.
I made Rosham. He's good at one particular game, but doesn't disclose what it is.
I wonder
It's
which.
backgammon.
It's it's Uno.
Actually, he's very good at dose. Lastly, it be Ben.
I am playing the ranger known as Orin.
I was going to say, and if you could give us a detail about Orin.
Orin is currently looking for his actual birth family simply because he was kidnapped by Fae people when he was an infant.
Sounds like a terrible story. One that my mother would have told me to get me to sleep in my bed at night and not wander.
For the Fae will come and take you away.
So, Mortimer brings his jolly gang, his first crew, I might add, to the town of Brandybrook. Mortimer, he could sense something was odd in the air. The tension was rising. He could cut it with a knife. And he may have very well have. Knowing that Brandybrook be such a highfalutin society, he thought he better split off between him and the rest of his crew, telling his crew they might want to stay back in the lower part of the city. As Mortimer left, he went to the high parts to try to get some information on anything that may go down. As the crew set up camp in the stalls down in the lower cities, what be your story while you wait on Mortimer?
So we got left in Brandybrook. Mortimer thinks there's something wrong in the city, or in the village of Brandybrook.
He thinks that he can feel the tension in the air. Something's about to happen, but he's not quite sure what's going to go down.
All right. Rosham, in his kind of all white attire, looks around at the various citizens of this small place and simply wonders. It could be it could be a possession. We may have to commit an exorcism. I have ways to do that.
It's when Orin kind of leans in and goes, "You think everything's an exorcism? You thought that kid
I
who
do.
was screaming at her parents was possessed by a demon, but they were just a bad kid."
Look, I didn't expect kids really wanted to get out of the chores that way. It didn't make sense to me.
Just because a kid throws up a couple of times doesn't mean that they're possessed by Satan.
It was the plague.
That poor
It was
kid.
a rough one.
Have y'all ever seen the Boondocks? That cartoon, the Boondocks?
Yes. No, Craig, I didn't live with you when you were watching it.
All I can think of is Dan's character is Uncle Ruckus, and he's like the exorcism Uncle Ruckus. Read! Here's a job application.
No!
We gotta beat it out of him.
Gets possessed by Stink Meaner or whatnot.
Yeah, Stink Meaner. What a good show. Anyway, as the boys settled in, Mortimer's infinite wisdom did tend to pay off. It felt like an earthquake at first, but no earthquake hits more than a few times. They kept hearing the crashing outside, the sounds of screams, and a loud booming voice. Bring me Mr. Cinder! What do you all do?
Who the hell is Mr. Cinder? Yeah.
Jinx.
Fuck.
You're really
There's
fucking
no
a
coke.
spellcaster now.
There's no coke in this world.
You've cast silence.
I don't know who the fuck Mr. Cinder is. What the fuck?
Yeah, who the hell is Mr. Cinder in Brandybrook?
And why should we care?
Or will you all be heading outside?
So you said this is coming from outside?
Yes, it's coming outside. You all are in the stall and like in the barn, the stables area.
Okay, well,
Eating some hay.
well, naturally, Oren's going to go and investigate to see who is asking, and then maybe figure out if this is something to be concerned about, or if this is some drunk weirdo.
As
Where the hell?
Orin and the rest of them decided to head outside to see who was yelling about some Mr. Cinder that they never heard of. He noticed with his perception check. Roll me a perception.
Oh shit!
It's okay, you can fudge the rolls. I can't see your dice.
Well, don't worry. I rolled a natural 19, so I can just add that onto that. 24.
Ooh, hot
With his natural 24.
Oh,
Orin
yeah, a
noticed
natural
that the
24.
booming voice was coming out from outside the city walls, and he was able to look up and cleverly dodge a giant boulder that was heading into the city, taking in
what the
fact
fuck?
that the boulder was so large that a normal human could not throw it over. He had to assume it may be giants.
Captain?
Yes.
Why was there giants attacking the town of Brandybrook?
Oh, exactly. That's the whole thing. Mortimer, in his infinite wisdom, wasn't quite sure why the giants were attacking, but he thought maybe it'd have something to do with Mr. Cinder.
But if he had infinite wisdom, wouldn't he know why the giants were attacking at the time?
Aye, he may be, but he might be taking... You know, that's a good question.
Got you there.
He actually might have wanted the giants to take Mr. Cinder so that they could bring him to the giant's lair. Yes, that's what he did. We cut back to the scene.
So we're not able to see what is calling out. They want Mr. Cinder. We know that there's giant rocks flying into the fucking city, correct?
Yes, yes, you see the giant rock that's flying into the city. You can assume that the voice was coming from the front gates.
What the fuck? Like, is the boulder coming anywhere near us?
Oh, well, it, like, landed and rolled past you guys.
Rosham's gonna get on top of a roof and look out to see what in the hell is going on.
Rosham, he climbed atop of high home. It might have been more like a shack, but if someone lived there, so it's a home.
It's a ram shit.
Once he looked over to across the way, he could see Almost a veritable small army of giants they be. A small platoon of hill giants.
Yeah, that's a lot of them.
As he could see, way off in the distance, they were attacking the southern wall where Mortimer Winthorpe's James be. But the city guard, since that was the more highfalutin society, you know, they tend to stay down there. They were trying to hold back the gates as they were trying to be breached. But the southern gates, well, Mortimer's gang must have to deal with them down here.
We should find Mr. Cinder.
And they did. That they did. They asked where Mr. Cinder were. They find him in a gutter. He wasn't worth nothing but the salt on his skin. But
Who was calling out for this guy?
but why would they want Mr. Cinder?
Is this guy drunk?
Yes, he is very drunk. But, you know, once he saw the carnage in the city, and that the giants weren't taking no for an answer, that he went without any hesitation.
Okay, this guy's drunk and stupid. All right.
Mr. Cinder, the Giants are back.
Just as soon as he handed himself over, the giants took their leave, and Mortimer come riding through the city right after the giants left. He praised his fellow companions, saying they did an excellent job finding Mr. Cinder, but he could have really used their help when he fought off 5 giants on his own in the southern part of the city. Unfortunately, most of the town's guards had been killed by that point, so there was no one there to witness his heroic acts.
Wait. Hold on. As my pirate looks to Ben's pirate, I swear I've heard this story before.
What, you mean
You
the story of
probably
of Mortimer being the only survivor and the only one able to recount the tale of how heroic he was?
Yes, I pretty sure I've heard this story before.
But that's
Yes, it's a very
the telltale
famous
sign.
tale.
It's the telltale sign of a Mortimer's tale. That's how you know it's from Mortimer.
All right. So, did the brave adventurers go to help Mr. Cinder from the giants? What happened next?
They did. They followed the giants out. No, not knowing where they be taking Mr. Cinder, but knowing that there might be plunder and reputation to be earned.
No, Birdie.
This Mortimer guy must have been paying a shit ton of money.
Actually, he really wasn't paying them at all. He was kind of following them around.
Wait, how do you
Part
know
of
that?
the crew he be. He was paying them in friendship and notoriety.
But no
Highest
magic.
exposure. All right. Rosham, realizing that Mr. Cinder must have been possessed to have to go to those giants, he will help excise him from their grasp.
You know, Risham, everything doesn't have to be exorcism. You know, words are hard.
I put in half my life into studying the ways of exorcism. I gotta make this count for something.
You must be really desperate. But you know, I'll be right there and super excited for you when there's actually a proper exorcism to be had.
Yay.
We'll find somebody possessed one day.
And that they did.
But
But it wasn't
not today.
It was not today. No, they didn't do that today. As they boarded their airship and flew off to a cloud giant city that had been stalking the area. Nobody really knew what a cloud giant city looks like because it looks like a cloud.
So you're saying no one knows what they look like, Captain? But it looks like a cloud?
Exactly. You never know. That cloud over there, as he points off to the distance. You can't see it because we're under the hull, but I guarantee there's a cloud up there right now. Could be a cloud giant city.
Okay.
I did they get the city way up there?
Like, the pirate is like a little confused, but he's just like, Captain said it has to be true.
Yeah, Captain Salty's never led us wrong.
Aye.
And as they boarded their airship, they flew right into a commercial break.
Sounds dangerous.
This episode of RSR is brought to you by rsrmerch.com. At RSR Merch, you can buy your best gear ever. I'm thinking about creating a Salty Sea Cow t-shirt. Why not? It'll be fun. But you can also get your Bat Rat merchandise and other merchandise from Legends and Divides and just regular RSR stuff. Now I throw it over to the other Salty Sea Captain, Captain Salty himself, Daniel.
I'd just be sitting in my room with my Dice Envy dice. I'd be rolling these all the time to roll the bones and give myself advantage on various activities on my ship. You can check out diceenvy.com with the code Ready Set Roll, all capital, no spaces, and get yourself a deal on their store. The advent calendar's done, I think. Yeah.
Yes, but they have some really cool dice that have like bows and arrows on them for any ranger.
Yeah, and I wonder if they're doing something for Valentine's Day. We'll give you a post on that later. And as always, share word to mouth to the show. It's always helped us out, and
I also want to shout out another podcast.
Oh,
yeah, old Alex, he's got a podcast. Alex Yunt.
Oh,
yeah, he just started it. It's called Is This Still Available? It's on Spotify. So if you're just on Spotify, you're looking for something to listen to, check out Is This Still Available on Spotify. Now back to the show, the one you really care about.
Damn.
So, as the crew of Mortimer Winthorpe James III and the rest of his salty band fly high through the air, they find themselves on a mysterious cloud giant city. Landing the ship, they weren't quite sure what to do. How would they blend in? But Mortimer knew exactly what to do. He cleverly disguised the airship with a spell called hallucinatory terrain, and told his merry band that we need to go out and find Mr. Cinder.
Quick, Captain, I thought you said they were hill giants. Why are they looking for him in a cloud giant city?
Yeah, how did we jump to a cloud?
Because there was a cloud giant king that had banded together all the giants.
Oh.
How did we get up here, though?
So when did Mortimer tell the crew that?
Yeah, wouldn't they have chased down the
Keep
hill
up,
giants?
boy! He had a corkboard in the back that had all the pins together, and he was like, who is Mr. Cinder? Trying to figure that out.
Alright.
It had something to do with Pepe Sylvia, but he couldn't put his finger on it.
It just feels like the narrative device jumped a little bit. Anyway, I guess Rosham will move to sneak upon the enemy cloud.
And once
we
he
are now
did, his feet
stuck.
touch the ground, and he falls completely through it. Ah! Just kidding. And you see it, like, his character, as he's falling through, kind of, like, reverse, and then he takes a step on the cloud safely.
Captain, it sounds like you're playing with the lives of these characters in this story.
Yes, it's fun to have, narrative decisions over everybody. I feel like a god. I feel like I have so much power right now.
So Oren will definitely follow after Rosham did not fall through and die. And as he lands, he's like, oh, so you can walk on this.
I mean, if they're a ship, then they've got to have places to step, right?
Well, I mean, it's a giant cloud. I thought you were just going to fall through to your demise, and I was just going to be like, well, there's one guy down.
I suppose this cloud could have been flying, and they could all fly too, and yeah, I could have died. Jeez. All right.
Yeah, you should have thought before you jumped down. That's why I let you jump down, though, because...
Somebody's got to test it.
Yeah.
And I mean, you're all about exorcism, so I figured that, I don't know, there's something to be related into that.
All right. I guess it's time to be sneaky.
So...
Anybody got ways to make us stealthier?
I can make myself stealthier. Not you.
Oh, it's so helpful.
You're welcome. You see Orange disappear. I just
We're
remembered.
pretty small, right? How big are these giants?
They be very big, me friend.
They'd be giant almost.
Whoa.
Oh wait, I might actually have a means to make us go invisible. Because I forgot Rangers actually get fucking spells.
Yeah, they get like pass without a trace and stuff.
Yeah, let me quickly look real quick, and I'll just whippersnapper it together. We just want... that one.
Mohammed uses Echo and makes a copy of himself so that he can be twice as sneaky.
Mohammed uses Echo and has the first Echo stand on top of the second Echo to make him look like a giant.
With a trench
With a
coat.
long trench coat.
Yeah, whatever works.
They'll never suspect me. Hello, fellow giants.
Wait a minute. I think I do actually have one.
Roshan is keeping his ear out.
So Orion's going to cast Pass Without a Trace.
Yeah.
Just a quick thing. Veil of Shadows and Silence radiates from you, masking you and your companions from detection. For the duration, each creature you choose within 30 feet of you. So that would be Orion, Muhammad, and Rasham. And I'm guessing Mortimer's following along in some manner.
Yes, he is.
Okay, and pick him as 2. Maybe I won't. They get a plus 10 bonus to stealth checks and can't be tracked except by magical means. Creatures leave behind no tracks or other traces of his passage.
So they were able to stealthily move into the lair of the giants.
Aye, they be giants.
Dun, dun, dun.
Moving in. Where do you think they decided to look first to find Mr. Cinder?
In the cloud?
Yes, but there was a city. You're not getting it. It's not just a cloud. It's a cloud city. There's a city on the cloud.
Is the city made of clouds, or is it just a city?
Yeah, like were the buildings made out of clouds?
It's like Scooby-Doo-esque. Like he cut the cloud out and made blocks, and now it's a city. Just think of it as a city.
But Scooby-Doo would eat the clouds. Can they eat the city?
I don't know.
Captain,
Yeah.
what is Scooby-Doo?
They completely sidebar, and he's like, okay, so there be a dog and a couple friends. And they solve mysteries.
Is there a stockade or what looks to be a prison?
Aye, me boy, they did go look at the stockade first.
Okay.
Moving down, they noticed that Mr. Cinder was sitting there imprisoned behind a gate guarded by one singular giant.
How giant is this giant?
He be gianty giant. He be a hill giant.
Well, that was easy. Now we just got to get him out of there.
So is Mr. Cinder still drunk as piss? Or is he, like, knocked out, from what we can tell?
It seems as though he be sitting in the back of the cage, locked behind bars he was.
So this cage, how big of a cage we talking?
Well, generally speaking, it would be big enough to house a giant.
So could he just walk through the bars, considering...
100% Mr. Cinder could, but there be the problem of the hill giant, and Mr. Cinder seemed like not quite powerful enough to, take on a giant. Most people can't. They get squashed like bug.
Maybe he didn't believe hard enough.
He could believe. Maybe he could have believed. Believed in Mortimer, he did.
That's just gonna get you killed, but...
Mortimer stepped up. He took initiative. He walked straight up to that hill giant, and he said, "My boy, let Mr. Cinder go."
And Orin is immediately panicking because he's like, why would you break stealth to say something so dumb?
And you know what that hill giant said?
Unga bunga?
No. Die.
He said in a booming voice, sure. 'Cause Mortimer rolled a 33 on his persuasion check.
Jesus.
I feel like Mortimer's kind of a self-insert.
Whoa, what do you mean? He's the most crucial part of the story. That's why we're talking about this. You don't know these other people.
Well, obviously the other three people, seeming like they are more martially capable, would have snuck in, took the giant by the knees, knocked him out, and then chained him up and switched him out for Mr. Cinder, but with a headpiece.
They might have, but this was a lot easier. Getting Mr. Cinder out was the first part. Getting off of the place was a lot harder.
How so?
Well, I'm glad you asked me, boy. On the way back to the airship after saving Mr. Cinder and possibly getting a little plunder, but I'll never tell.
Why wouldn't you, Captain?
That seems like the best part of the story.
Yeah, where he loves treasure. What the fuck?
Oh, boys, you're ruining it. Here's the fun, where the fun really got here. Once moving on to the airship, an unfortunate hill giant who was patrolling the area tripped and fell into the illusion and saw the airship and saw Mr. Cinder boarding it. Dun dun dun.
Oh no.
Is a cloud city faster than an airship?
That's not what you should be asking. You really should be asking is, what's your initiative?
Oh, okay.
My initiative is a 23.
16 for Rosham.
5 for Muhammad.
So here's another fun question, because it obviously didn't take our party an hour to find Mr. Cinder, did it?
No.
We were pretty much in and out.
Pretty much.
So the rest of us are sneaky, but Mr. Cinder got caught.
Pretty much.
So can we sneak attack the giant?
Sure, me boy. That's exactly what they did. Coming out to the hallucinatory terrain, the giant was caught by surprise. Because Mortimer knew that they were coming. And he told the guys to look out. We're going to sneak attack the hill giant. It'd be the smart thing to do, you see. Benjamin Oren goes first.
Oh, dang.
Just waiting for Ben to melt this hill giant.
I'm a ranger. It's not my. That's not possible. So, Orion's going to pull out his. Let me double check what I had on his kit because I already forgot. He will pull out his long sword and strike at the hill giant. Are we still being sneaky within this?
Yes, you're being.
So would I get advantage on hit?
Yes, you would. This is technically a surprise round.
Cool. Okay, maybe double checking this one ability. Is it a... Okay, so first I'm going to hit them with Hunter's Mark as a bonus action. And in the primary action, I will strike at their shins with my longsword. Oh, I gotta bounce between several different things to double check stuff. So let's see. So I get it. I'm assuming I get advantage, correct?
Correct.
Yes.
Okay, cool. So I rolled an 18 plus 7 to hit.
That hits.
All right. So that is a 1d8. Let's swap over the dice. 8, and then deal an extra 1d4 on top of that. 9, 10, 11, 14. So 14 points of damage, and 3 of that is psychic.
Arg, Orin came up towards the hill giant. He had no idea he was there as he stabbed him really hard in the back with the sword. And the giant not only took the pain from getting stabbed, he also thought about how his dad once told him he was going out for cookies and milk and he never returned. Ah!
Oh, the mark extra. Oh, I just saw that the mark actually went up to a 1d6, but who cares?
Next in the order B.
Well, don't you get a second
Roshan.
attack, Ben?
No, yeah, I do.
Ah!
This one
Orin
won't
tricked the
be,
DM.
Yeah, this won't be an advantage, but a natural 20.
Damn, nice.
Dun dun dun.
So it don't fucking matter.
So you do max damage.
So that is 8 plus 6, 14 plus there's 20 plus the 1d4 24.
And then roll again.
Everything?
Yeah,
Yeah.
all the dice.
Oh god.
We wanted crits to count.
So what did I say, Mogo? It was 24?
24.
So, okay, so that's 31, 34, 36 points of damage.
Nice. Good hit.
And Dan, I doubt you grabbed the
Rolled the d6, I think I remember.
Oh, I'm sorry, 38 points of damage. I keep forgetting I need to add +2 because of the single one-handed weapon. So you see Orin strike once, surprising said Hill Giant, and then when he remembered about his dad not coming back, he got enough time to pull back and then do a second strike to the back of the legs.
Nice, and he hurt him really badly. Next in the order, be Dan.
Okay. Rosham, as he is kind of coming out of his section of the hallucinatory terrain, he forms kind of an ivory light bow in his hand, and it begins producing an energy as he casts Guiding Bolt, and it shoots it like an arrow at the hill giant. And at advantage, 17 plus, what was it? 7, I believe. Yeah. 24 to hit.
That hits me, boy.
Okay. Dealing 46 damage. Not a good roll. 11 points of radiant damage, and it lights him up like a Christmas tree.
Aye.
And then a kind of a constellation forms behind him as an archer's form also appears and shoots another shot at advantage because the guiding bolt has taken effect. 17 plus 7 again.
That hit.
This will do 6 plus 4, 10 points of damage. This is also radiant as well. As he's just kind of hammering in these light bolts into the hill giant.
Aye, and he didn't like that one bit, I tell you, as he screamed out in pain.
Now I'm gonna back off. Good luck. Good luck, Orin.
It was Mortimer's turn, as Mortimer so wisely decided he needed to start the engines, grabbing Mr. Cinder and telling him to go down and start the engine. He cast Unseen Servant, set the sails, being ready to take off at a moment's notice. That be Mortimer's turn. Next up was the Hill Giant as he acted fast, thinking, what am I thinking? My father, he was a piece of shit. And he looked just like you as he turned back and brought his grape club down upon Orin.
Your dad was very small.
A very small piece of shit. Does a 19 hit your AC?
I'd imagine it does.
I rolled a 19 again.
Ouch.
So you will take the whopping damage of 36.
Jesus.
Oof.
He said, you ruined my life and you let my mama get sad. And then I had to have a stepfather.
The giant's really going through it.
Yeah.
Well, you deserved it because you turned out like a piece of shit anyways.
Oh no! More psychic damage was done. Lastly, it
Guess
be
one
Jake's
turd doesn't fall
turn.
apart from the other turd.
Muhammad runs up and tries to hit the giant in the leg with his hand axe.
And that he did. He tried really hard.
He tried so hard.
And he got so far.
16.
In the
16
end, it
hit?
didn't really matter because his AC be 13.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Do your damage, me boy.
I'm rolling it. 9 damage, and then I've got Crossbow Expert, which allows me to make a bonus action attack with a hand crossbow after attacking with a one-handed weapon.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to roll a 12 to hit the crossbow, so that doesn't work.
Ooh, that doesn't work. Wait, you
Was that-
rolled it? You rolled a 12 plus anything?
No, it was 12 total, sorry. Was that my bonus action to do that?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
You still got.
Oh, I still get to
one
make
more.
another attack, though.
Yeah.
And so then I go back with the hand axe. And that's a 25 to hit.
Yeah, nice.
He was chopping them knees like a tree, my boy, I tell you.
6 damage.
So, altogether, how much damage did you do?
15.
The Hill Giant, he was in severe pain, and now he wouldn't be able to walk right like he just played a game of basketball. And he was in his mid-30s.
And he forgot his braces at home.
Oh! Back to the top of the order. It was Orin's turn.
Orin takes a hit to the Hill Giant, stumbles back a little bit because it's obviously getting nailed by Hill Giant, especially for that amount of damage. Hurts quite a lot. Norin's like, "Oh, you motherfucker! I just got this dry cleaned," and he just kind of roughs off some of the dirt from his armor, and then he very quickly comes back with the short sword with another swing. And we got 7. Oh, so I'm going to hit 17 plus.
Alright, that hits.
Yep. So we'll start with the sword. So that is a 3 plus 6, which is 8 plus 12. So 12, 13, 14. So 14 of slashing and 1 point of soap and 1 point of psychic damage. So 15 total.
Alright, what about your second attack?
Yep, and on the second part, I'm actually going to use... You know what? Fuck it, we're going to swing at him again. 18 plus to hit, so we're good to go on that. So that is 9, 12, 13, 14. So 14 slashing and 1 point of psychic damage, so another 15. So a total of 30 all over.
As the hill giant falls down in pain, he reaches up and says, "SpongeBob, me boy, don't let Plankton get the Krabby Patty formula."
What?
And he died.
What?
Orange deeply confused. The boulder is confused.
The things people say when they die on their deathbed are very confusing.
Who's SpongeBob, Captain?
And no one knows to this day who SpongeBob be.
Rosham, as they're getting onto the boat, is going to cure wounds. Orin. You looking a little bloody there, my friend?
Just a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, take 7 HP back. We got a GTFO.
I will also cast Cure Wounds on myself.
You may think that Mortimer's crew be the heroes of the day, but honestly, whenever they took off, Mortimer accidentally bumped the wheel and they took a hard right. Everyone saying, you're good," as he slammed into an orb that controlled the Cloud City, crashing it into the ground, killing most of the giants.
Huh.
That actually happened?
That actually happened, Bean Boy. Exactly the way I said it did. Not a single thing was fabricated.
Not even the SpongeBob thing?
Not even the SpongeBob thing!
How come?
What did Mr. Cinders even do?
Yeah, what did he... What?
I think you're looking into it too much.
A whole city of giants died. He better have done something pretty fucked up.
Look at me. Look at me in my eyes right now.
Captain, you only have one eye.
Forget about the SpongeBob thing, as he casts Gift of Gab.
What?
It makes you all forget the SpongeBob thing. And now you know the story of Mortimer Winthorpe James III. Later on, the rest of his crew, they didn't make it. Only Mortimer made it out alive.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Yes.
Does Mortimer have a high body rate?
His body count is very thick.
Wrong body count.
Aye. So now you know how high value of a target we have on our ship. We need to take care of him.
Okay, Captain.
The hero of Brandybrook, and that was just his first adventure.
That's his first adventure?
Aye, it be what got him on the map.
But, Captain, that seems like very, I don't know, a higher-end adventuring to a first adventure? What?
Well, I mean, there was other things that happened. I gave you the cliff notes.
Did he start, like, in his 50s or something?
No. Why are you at? Don't think about it. God damn it! Enjoy your food. As the Captain Salty turns and walks away, as he goes through the shadows of the lower deck upon the upper deck, as he transitions from the shadows of the lower deck to the sunlight above, he transforms back into Mortimer James, the seeming spell being dissipated. Oh yes, it's worked just perfectly. These fucking fools, they won't know what hit them.
Did it work perfectly?
Yes, it did. As he turns around, who said that?
I don't know.
It's me, your conscience.
The ghost of Rosham.
Ah! I need it. Where's an exorcist when I need him?
Right here. I'm dead.
Killed by Mortimer.
I didn't kill you. The giants did.
Sure.
That's a tale for another time.
Yeah, it turns out giants get very pissed when you knock off a whole city.
Well, everybody, I hope you guys like that tale. Part of it was actually true. Dan, Ben, if you want to kind of give them a little insight on that.
Oh yeah, I know. Well, Ben, I, and who else was there? Ben.
Dude, I don't remember. That's a long
Yeah, it's been a while.
fucking time.
Basically battled an entire group of giants. Mortimer, in the unofficial story, the one he didn't sell to the town for bullshit, rode off into the forest, hid himself away, then came back and talked down some giants. Don't know how he pulled it off, but then he hyped himself up for the rest of the time.
Oh my god. I'm sitting here trying to remember the story. I was like, wait a minute, this is when I... Oh, okay, I remember this story.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because I remember we went into the castle, and my character thought that his wife, who was that silver dragon, was dead in there, and went on a rampage, and Mortimer hid.
Yeah. And that giant fight wasn't easy, by the way.
Well, like I said, I gave you all the cliff notes. Well, that being said, until next time on Ready, Set, Roll Superstar, I've been your DM and captain and Mortimer, Craig.
See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Captain,
And
what
you guys
about
can-
SpongeBob?